So, it's been a while. That's because I've been really ill. I was ill like 2 weeks ago, or something like that. I had to self-isolate and stuff because I was absolutely trolled, dude. So here I am back again, and we can't make any content outside because there's a lockdown, and I don't want to. I'm not that guy. Stay at home, save lives. But here I am. I'm going to tell you all about my holiday last year. So remember to subscribe, share, like, whatever, do whatever you like. I make these for you, so do what you want. So anyway, so it's mainly about my Rover 75. Now, I bought that thing, like a year ago, April 1st. So the story of it goes, I put a poll on my Facebook, this is on my personal Facebook, of a Vauxhall Cavalier, Citroen XM, and that, right? That obviously got the most votes. I think it was tied with the Cavalier Mark III. But, of course, the poll didn't mean anything because I don't care about anyone's opinion. So, I bought myself a 75. I saw it on Facebook for 500 odd quid. I might have for 500 with the radio, which was the main point of that. The main point of what I asked for in that from Rachel, who I bought it off. I'll show you some photos of it here, and here. If I can edit that good, I'll be really pleased with myself. So there's where the photos will be of the car when I got it. So anyway, so I got in the car, and the intention of buying it was to travel 5,000 miles around Europe. So I was going to go from the UK to that Port Harwich, then to Amsterdam, then to, I think it's Frankfurt, or it was Frankfurt, then Stuttgart, then, is it Geneva? Yeah, Geneva, then Milan, then Zurich, then Dijon, then Paris, then home. So it was a pretty big trip, and for that car, apparently it was the worst decision of my life, according to some people. So anyway, so I picked that car. Why did I pick that car? Cool diesel engine, always wanted one. Even though it's a bit unrefined, the diesel anyway. It's really reliable. It's told many a horror story. But anyway, so after I bought it, exchanged, sent the money, blah, blah, blah. Rachel was amazing. 10 out of 10 best car purchase I've probably ever made, because it was actually clean. And I bought like a 2-year-old Mercedes before, and even that thing wasn't that clean. But anyway, so I bought that thing, and it was literally, it was very clean. It was really, really nice. I sat in it, and instantly I regretted it. Why did I regret it? Now, because I was a bit of a dick, and I was used to driving around in a 2014 Mercedes at the time. Well, no, then again, the Mercedes wasn't... Yeah, no, anyway, yeah. The Mercedes was like 3 or 4 years old at that point, because I got it like in 2016, 17, when I was like 20 or something, 19, something like that. Anyway, who cares about that car? So I was so used to that Mercedes that I was a bit of a dick. So I was like, oh, this is terrible. Like, this is old. And I was like that for a good 10, 15 minutes. And I can remember ringing Katie, my girlfriend, and saying, I bought the wrong car. This is horrible. But I was treating it like the wrong car, if you know what I mean. So I was expecting something completely different. I was expecting a Mercedes 2014 A-Class experience, and this was not that experience. When I drove it home, it was completely, with a ride on those, like, I think it had 15-inch crown wheels, photo here of the wheels. So amazing. The ride was so incredible. I honestly cannot believe how good the ride was on the way home. Really, I assume there's probably going to be better than this, like a Rolls Royce or some S-Class or something. But anyway, whatever. 500 quid, it was a pretty good shout buying this car. I was really, really, really pleased with it. And I'd always wanted one since I was a kid. I wish I could find you a photo of the Rover cushion. If I can, it's here. It probably doesn't exist anymore though. I made a flipping denim Rover cushion in school. How terrible is that? Everyone thought I was weird. No wonder I got bullied in year 7. But anyway, so this car's purpose was to get me and Katie all the way around Europe. Map here. Well, Europe, the west end of Europe, what I class as the west end of Europe. It was supposed to be very long, but Katie kind of blocked me and said, no, we're not going that far because you'll get wrecked. But anyway, so just before all this, the car was just used as a daily driver. Now, the thing with the car is, after that 20 minutes, everything clicked and I just fell in love with it. It was everything I wanted out of a car. Just, you know why. Video here, or link down there to the video of why I tell you why this is the flipping best car I've ever owned. So anyway, right. So I drove this thing home. It's perfect. Absolutely loved it after that 20 minutes of, oh God, what have I done? Because I'd never really, the only other second-hand car I ever bought was the Fiat. Anyway, next bit. So, I bought this car, sole purpose 5,000 mile road trip around Europe, whatever. The map will be there, if I can find one of my old screenshots. So, in this time, I upgraded to Xenon headlights because I hated the halogen headlights. I don't know why. I was so used to the bi-Xenons on my Mercedes that I had before that I just had to upgrade them. I'm not sure why. I just didn't like them. They weren't very good. And it makes the car look more modern. Did that. Wheels, absolutely clean the interior. I got some nice mats, some original Rover mats, which was really nice. I'm not sure if they're the right time period though. But anyway, so we set off to Harwich. I have to go through these pictures like you have to go through these pictures. So we're going to be looking through these together. So we set off to go there the night before the ferry. So we go there, we arrive at this person's house. Here's a photo here of Katie taking stuff out of the car. Anyway, he was pretty cool. So whatever. That was a pretty nice start to the trip. It was pretty boring. But the main sort of thing was these Renault Twingos, which I absolutely flipping adore, dude. They are so cute and so flipping nice. So I kept spotting them everywhere. And here's the first one, which is actually at the port in Harwich. I hope I actually get it within these lines because that'll be pretty sick. That's some top editing. But anyway, it was actually at the port and it was so damn cute. I'm going to buy one day, I promise you. And I'll have it on this channel, I promise. But I've bought a new car. We'll get into that in a minute. Anyway, we'll get into that later. Anyway, so we then, I'm cacking my pants at this point, right? We go to Tesco. Previous to this, obviously, at the time, I'm not sure if everyone was aware, I owned my own business at the time, but I was so panicky and so scared of running out of money. I actually took out a second job in ASOS warehouse in Barnsley, which was literally the worst thing I've ever done. Big ups to anyone that can do it. I can't do it. I must be an absolute vagina because I literally could not cope. I worked there and did the business and did university, all three at the same time. Because when I want something, I'm going to get it. So anyway, so I did that. I really need a haircut. So, at this point in Tesco, right, I think it's the Tesco at the port, or is it Morrison's? I can't really remember. I was absolutely cacking my pants because I was like, right, everything that everyone had said up to that point of, it's a Rover, it's terrible. You need breakdown cover. Be prepared to break down. If it breaks, I'll just leave it. It's, those diesel engines, the chain stretches, obviously that only happens on the M47, not the M47R. Yeah, everything at this point had culminated into me just absolutely pooing my pants. So we get there and we finally load it on the ferry. So here's a photo of her on the ferry. I always have photos of my cars if they go on ferries. So there she is, proud. She got on the ferry, no turning back. My ass is dead inside. And it was the longest journey ever. Because I can remember, here's another photo. I'll just keep putting photos up. It's the longest journey ever. So me and Katie were sat there, absolutely knackered, because it was a really, really, really early ferry, and we're absolute pussies when it comes to this stuff. So, this is mainly about the car, right? It's just not about us. If you want a video about us and our holiday, just let me know, and I'll gladly make one. It's fairly easy. But anyway, at this point, we're absolutely dead ass scared, because I'm like, right, I've lost all confidence at this point, and all I need to do is sleep. I paid a £5 for Wi-Fi as well. Fuck that ferry, dude. Anyway, so I paid all that money for Wi-Fi, and I was just cacking my pants playing Minecraft. And but it was at that point I realised all that work up to that point I'd finally made it. I'd finally got my Rover, and I'd taken it on the ferry, and the trip was beginning. Like everything up to that point that I dreamed of when I was driving it to that warehouse, absolutely, always dreaming about it. Like, oh yeah, I can't wait. Playing the music I'd play. Made playlists months before. Anyway, and I'll link you to those playlists too if I can share them on Spotify, because those playlists, dude, that was my summer. Those playlists. They're a bit modern now. But anyway, so we were on the ferry 2 hours. I'm falling asleep. I hate it. We didn't pay for a room because obviously it wasn't a night ferry. It was like a morning ferry across. I fell asleep in the middle of the floor like an absolute idiot. I don't know if there's any pictures of that. I'll have to see. Then obviously we got there. So we got to Amsterdam. Car was perfect. The roads in Amsterdam are so flipping nice. The motorways as well, so good. In Holland, should I say. Amsterdam's not a country, it's a city. In Holland, so nice, so amazing. Absolutely loved it. That was pretty uneventful, that part, because we didn't really use the car that much. I did give it a clean though, because I love it to bits. There's another photo of it there. Anyway, so it just looks gorgeous. But yeah, we didn't really see much there. We saw this Jaguar, which was really, really cool. I can't remember the model, it's like an XJ or something. Flipping Lupo 3L. I want one of them too. I really love those. This Audi 80 convertible, one of those Audi coupe things. I never liked the convertible, the cabrio thing or whatever it is. I love the coupe though, the V6 especially. And then those were the main cars we saw. We saw a classic 500 and stuff, but whatever. So anyway, so we saw all that stuff. We then went across Holland to obviously get to Frankfurt next. So we stopped and, oh my gosh, that car did so perfect. And obviously you can see the soot on the rear bumper in this photo, the soot building up around the exhaust. But I was so confident at that point in the car. Oh, here's a picture of a toilet. I don't know why, when we crossed over into Germany, the toilets are so massive in the service stations and so clean. We have like they're not in the service stations, in the lay-bys, you can pull in, they've got toilets and like a picnic area and stuff. They're so clean compared to ours here. Like you go in our service stations and everyone is literally 1,000 people shit in the pants all at the same time. And there's like an entire row of about 20 toilets and everybody just has diarrhea. And I don't understand why. Anyway, cool. So we stop here. These motorway services were perfect, but Germany was flipping blisteringly hot. It was so amazing, and I was convinced that the car was gonna give up on me. There's another photo of it at the service, at one of the lay-bys and stuff, and there we are at our destination. So we stopped just outside of Frankfurt, so we could get in to Frankfurt like really easily. It was glorious. A few photos there. We took a train. I think it was a train or something. And yeah, we did take a train or something. Here's a photo of a Twingo here. Flipping love it. Not my favourite colour. My favourite colour was the start one, the lime one. There's a toilet now. I want to divert off of this. This is the most ingenious thing I've ever seen. So, right, the toilet has water and then a dip, right? So it's like you're on top of a waterfall. So you do your business. It lands in that bit at the top. There, I'll draw a circle around it or something. And then it doesn't splash you. So that stunned me. Anyway, there's a photo of the car again. We drove it to the one of the park and rides near the train station, near the like little train stops. Brilliant. Car didn't miss a beat. Really scary area though. Jeez Louise. We saw another 75 too. A nice black one. It's black, isn't it? Is that navy? No, it's black. Anyway, it's a black 75. Saw that. Trip was sealed. I was like, I'm not going to break down. No way am I going to break down at this point. Anyway, so saw that 75. I was really chuffed about seeing that actually, because that is the only other Rover I'd seen. Besides, in Switzerland, I saw an 800, which I was very, very, very pleased about. There's some more Lupo 3Ls and an A-Class, which looks awful. There's some more E-Classes and C-Classes, W124s. Yeah. Another Twingo. Prefer the early ones. They just look really, really cool. There's another Twingo. It's the one with the air. The whatchamacallit, the retracting roof. There's a Porsche 911 in the middle of Frankfurt. Really, really cool. 1, 2, 3. I think I got 3 pictures of it. There's another Twingo there. I absolutely adored that thing. There's my car again, parked on the road in front of the house that we stayed at. Oh, and then we went to Stuttgart. We went to the Porsche Museum. There's my car next to a very expensive GT3 RS. There's a 959, pretty cool. There's the the Boxster, the prototype. There's the Carrera GT. Oh, and then they had this demo GT3 RS. Now, obviously, I'm poor, so I'm like really this flipping door lining or something costs loads, right? I don't even know how much it costs. Probably cost more than my Rover cost me. So these kids were going in it, and every 5 seconds something was getting ripped on it. So you gradually watch the car deteriorate before your eyes. It was the most horrible thing ever. But here's a picture of the worst damage. Oh, dude, it killed me. I didn't see it because it was a bit tragic. Then again, do what you want, cool. Anyway, so there we are parked in Stuttgart. Wonderful house we stayed at. She was like an American military person stationed in Germany. It was really cool to meet her. She was amazing. There's Princess Diana's is it an SL she had to give back from the 90s. There's the Pope Mobile. We went to the Mercedes-Benz Museum as well, which I always wanted to go to, especially when I had my Mercedes. There's a Mercedes something DTM or something, I can't remember. There's a taxi. Now, I wanted to see the highest mileage Mercedes E-Class in the world, which was this Greek taxi, but it wasn't there. So, stunned me, really. There's a cute little SLK. Love it. Then we drove to Geneva. Now, the mountain road's there, and, well, then again, there wasn't much mountain roads there. I'm talking about the middle of that. So, on the way there, it was so stunning and so brilliant. I absolutely loved it, and it was so quaint. And here's a picture of the car, here's a picture of some cows, and I went for a walk. It was amazing. And we went on a train to Geneva. Yeah, we did. Went on a train to Geneva, swam in the lake. Amazing. There's a picture of it, a very bad picture of it in a multi-story in Geneva. So we drove there. Yeah, we drove there. Why am I such an idiot? There's a picture of it back. Did not skip a beat. However, in Germany, it struggled so hard with the heat. The aircon, the climate control, absolutely hated it. And I've never, in those leather seats, I've never hated leather seats as much as I hated in them, because I was literally stuck to them. It's so funny. But cloth seats would obviously be worse. There's a beautiful picture of it on a lay-by in Switzerland, near Geneva, just as we were leaving, next to the train tracks and all the hills and stuff and everything going. Absolutely brilliant, absolutely stunning. There she is again. Yeah, I always stop to take pictures of it. The holiday, I think, was more about the car than us, because I absolutely love that car. There's a picture of it. Really far into that side, in the countryside of Switzerland. It was like this weird Swedish German dialect. I just did not understand anything that they were saying. It sounded brilliant though, but I'm an idiot. I didn't learn any languages. Me and Katie were like, oh, we're going to learn loads of languages. We didn't learn any languages, dude. We knew nothing. Katie knew bonjour, and I knew bonjour, and, you know, like, all the other random weird French phrases you learn in school, like the standard ones, but we daren't say it because we were... I was just like, oh yeah, I can easily speak French. And Katie's like, go on, man. And I'm like, Katie, I can't. I'm too embarrassed because I think they'll all take the mick out of me if I try to speak French. Anyway, so here it is under a cliff thing, like a cliff face. Stunning. I went for a pee under there. There was a frog under there as well. Poor soul. Stunning. That was the best part of the drive. Now, I listened to quite a bit of metal, and I listened to a lot of metal on that trip. It was so stunning. And to be cruising along in that 75 at however many miles an hour it was, through these crazy, like we're talking crazy landscapes. Oh, it was insanity. It was so nice. Probably one of the best drives I've ever had that. And that, in my opinion, smashes the Peak District and the Snake Pass. I've never been into the Lake District though, which is somewhere I need to go. So anyway, we saw a DS convertible, Citroen DS convertible on our way to Milan. Yeah, it was raining as well, which I found a bit peculiar. There's some of the scenery. Oh my gosh, dude. It was so stunning. We went... Did we go through the Mont Blanc tunnel on the way there? No. Yeah, I'll get to that bit. There's pictures. Get to Milan. Everyone drives like crazy. Literally, like, I swear people had like 5 car crashes a second there. It was flipping mental. This dude pulled out right in front of me. Like, my car was there. He pulled out like that, waved at me, and carried on. I was like, thanks, dude. Seriously, that was the most crazy thing. There's an Alfa Mito police car. It'll never catch you because it'll break down. Oh, yeah, and we went to the flipping McDonald's. We went to McDonald's in every single one. And the junior chicken just looks like pure flipping sadness, dude. Like, who the hell would buy that? It looks so bad. I feel so bad for it. £1.62. Oh no, €1.60. Yeah. There's a picture of my car as we were leaving Milan. Craziest thing about, I think you could, someone said to me you could go on the phone while driving. So, more on that. But it was crazy. Nobody went the flipping speed limit. Nobody. That was the worst part of the journey. Nobody went the speed limit. I was going the speed limit because I'm a nice boy. And everyone went crazy. Like crazy. And speaking of crazy, I went 120 on the Autobahn. I'll show you a video of that here. Yeah, cool, anyway. Or we'll wait it somewhere. But we went 120 on the Autobahn. It was really good. The car didn't feel like it was struggling at all. I was more struggling because I'm a wimp. So anyway. Then we went to the Mont Blanc tunnel and that area. It was really, really nice. Flowers, cool, nice flowers. Picture of the car next to the Swedish flag, the European Union flag. Another flag, I don't know what that means. And some other stuff. There's a picture of it in the mountain ranges and stuff. It looked amazing. That was the point where I was like, this trip's going well. And I wasn't crapping my pants anymore. Because I was like, hey, but when we got to Milan, I was like, we're near the furthest point of the journey. I was like, right, we're at the furthest point. If we're going to break down, don't do it now. Because obviously I have a friend or two in France that I know. So if we break down in France, I would have been okay. Sort of. But there, anyway. I can remember on that lay-by there, I remember we stopped because I got a text on my phone, and the text was like, you're in your overdraft, and I was like, this shit can't get any worse, can it? So bad, because I would, honestly, I had to earn so much money for this trip. I think it cost me so flipping much. Yeah, there's another picture of the car, absolutely stunning. If anyone wants these, like, I'll upload them somewhere. They're probably going to be on my Instagram anyway, but there's a picture of it at this crazy petrol station that sold pastries. Like, they were crap. Like, they were really expensive too. There's a picture of the car in right up because we couldn't afford the Mont Blanc tunnel. We got there and it was like €56 a crossing or something. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So we went the really long way, and we went all the way up, and there was like loads of fog. It was incredible. Yeah, it was insane. To the point where you could not see. It was so good. And there was some unmelted ice and stuff. There she is, like, at one of the highest points of the journey. Looking stunning. Looking like a snack. And there she is next to something that looked really cool. That was on the French border. Looking cool. Absolutely love it. There's another one. Oh, that road, though. That road had no railings, like, on the side. So I was pooing my pants the whole time, and I was like, "That, I'm going to die if I fall on that, obviously, because I've got 6 or 8 airbags or something, but that's not going to save you." So at that point, this is the really, really weird part of the trip. So at that point, right, we were going to Zurich, right, but the guy we were going to stay with, right, I did mostly Airbnbs. The guy we were going to stay with, dude, he was so flipping weird. Yeah, right. So basically, we arrived, and he was like, "There's no locks on the doors." He didn't say it was a shared house or anything, right? He didn't say it was anything like that. He said it was a private section of the house that we had, like a kitchen and all that shit. Anyway, so he said that. He said that we had that. So I was like, game on for like how much a night it was. It was near sunflower fields, so gorgeous, beautiful, everything. So we ended up getting there. It was the worst experience ever. The bed was horrible. The dude didn't even make my bed. Like, I understand that I feel a bit entitled here, but like, he was basically making out he was running a high-end hotel, like, out there. He clearly wasn't in it. It's clearly a rented house, and I can't make all those accusations, but that's what we thought. Anyway, so we parked the car up, took one tiny bag in, and we were like, this is a mess. There's bugs everywhere. It's horrible. Like, oh, so gross. And then we sat in the hotel room. There was like so many other people. It was like, oh my god, it was crazy. Anyway, so we went up to the room and we read these reviews, right? And this is where it got a bit bad. So we read these reviews, and one of them was like, there's no lock on the door for the flipping bathroom, so you watch people in the shower. Like, that's so weird. So we were like, I'm out. So I called Airbnb with like flipping $0. And I was like, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, dude. Like, this is so bad. I was like, get me out of here. And they were like, so flipping good. They're so supportive and so brilliant. So I called them up and I was like, hey, dude, you know, this guy doesn't have, yeah. And told him all that I basically just said to you. Anyway, because obviously I didn't see that review before. That review was literally a day before we arrived, so my word. Anyway, so we called them and we managed to cancel it based on the fact he didn't have air conditioning. I went in, recorded a video. I was like, do you have air conditioning? He was like, no. And I was like, see you later, mate. So funny. But, oh man, he said he had air conditioning, he didn't. He said he had loads of things that he didn't have. Basically duped you. So after that, we had nowhere to stay. And I was like, right, we're going to stay in the car. And Kate was like, no, we're not staying in the car. And I'm like, dude, it's a saloon. It's so long. And she's like, no, I don't want to stay in the car. And I'm like, well, looks like we're going to have to find a new place. You can find me a place. And she's like, okay, whatever. So she tried to find us a place. And we booked one, but it messed up. And it did like one night or something. I don't know. I think it was our mistake or something anyway. So there's this flipping drama of us going from Zurich to the only one that we could get was in like the middle of rural France. So we went crazy and drove like mad through the Alps, and there was this point in the road where it felt like I was going around this same bunch of trees. Like, you go down the road, there was a clearing with just mud, there was 2 hills, there was a big forest, you go round the bend, round another corner, and then it felt like it started again and again and again and again. It was so crazy, it was so weird. But we eventually got there at 3 o'clock in the morning and we were done in. So here's a picture of the ladies' place where we stayed. Absolutely stunning house. Cute cat. Loads of stuff. Brilliant. Chilled out so much there, because that was the point in the trip where we just needed to. After that issue, we were like, let's just chill out. Another Twingo. We hadn't seen another Twingo until then. Beautiful car. And white one with some really weird wheels on it. Really like them, but there was another one right next to it, so it was absolutely adorable. But this point in the trip was so amazing. So we'd been away from home for like a week and a half at this point, 2 weeks, something like that. I can't remember, because it was like a month or something we were gone. So we sat by these train tracks. This was like a proper good moment. So there was like a field, train tracks, 3 or 4 trees, in a picnic area, as you can see here, and I parked the car on the grass next to us, and I just sat with the car and Katie, the third guest, the third wheel in this relationship. I sat and I was just like, you know what? You've done a good job. To the car, obviously, because Katie just sat in the passenger seat. No, the car was the proper MVP of this trip. Katie was good too, though. But anyway, the car. Oh man, I just sat with it. I was like, dude, this is amazing. This has probably been the best trip ever. Hopefully we're going to have another one. And this was on our way to Dijon. It was such a brilliant moment, because that point in the trip, everything just sort of culminated to, you know, that point. And it was like, oh yeah, this is pretty cute. We arrived at Dijon, parked the car up. We stayed in like a flat. It was really nice. The lady we stayed with was a bit weird. She was quite nice. Another Twingo parked outside of a church. Really, really bad colour. Don't really like that colour, but it was still cute AF. Another Twingo, my ideal model. I said I liked the lime weird green one at the start. This one's cute. So flipping cute, because it's the original model with those like eye bags. So it's got like eye bags. It's so damn cute. I love it. And then, I dropped something. After Dijon, we went to Paris. So it was this mad blast through the centre of France, and it was so good, because that I saw that ad the night before that, you know, the Paris by lunchtime car by Rover. It was flipping 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I was like, Paris by lunchtime, lads. Lunchtime had already been, obviously, but yeah, I saw that. It was so brilliant. The Vitesse advert, oh, so good. And yeah, there's a picture of it there. So good. Pulled over a few times to go for a pee, and listen to this song. It's called like Bubble Tea or something, I can't remember. It's such a brilliant, cute song. Really, really enjoyed it. That was amazing. And that was like really good point in the trip as well, because it was like sort of all culminating to this big experience, which was obviously the end of the trip was Disneyland. That was the end of the trip. So we arrived in Paris. Now these absolute tits, right? Oh my gosh, I hated this area because it was so tough area. I hated it so much. So these idiots put like 5 signs on my car, and it was like, this is resident parking only. It's like, dude, I paid to be in this flat. Like, dude, I had like an apartment, like, bit, in that bit. It was so nice. And they were like, look, this is residence. And it's like, so I wrote on the back and flipped it over, and I was like, I am a resident. So yeah, it was really funny, because they just thought, oh, some English guys just come here and parked his car. Yeah, definitely. So probably another Twingo there with a damaged front end, bless his soul. Oh, and in France they had these crazy, like in Paris where we were staying out, like the outskirts of Paris, they had this crazy like snow foam lance. It was immense. The lady tried to show me how to. I was like, get out of here. I know how to clean my car. She was like, hey, do you want to see it? I was like, dude, I know how to clean my car. Have you seen this? It looked like a mess, actually. So she was probably damn right. She was like, you're useless, mate. Your car looks horrible. Anyway, so I cleaned it. There she is, looking clean. The only time I actually was trying not to put those Euro light things on, because I absolutely hate them. I ended up having to put them on because of that thing, because I couldn't find the twiddly bit to adjust the beam. But yeah, my car parked next to a gold Twingo, so that's really, really a fancy moment with its nice wheels. I think they actually offer newer Twingo, those wheels, off of the one after it, the 07. Then I found like a Zastava Yugo in like an abandoned barn in the middle of like, was it northern France? Yeah, northern France. And then there we are on the ferry on the way home, and blooming heck, that point was so cash. I was like, if you do not get on that ferry, it's like, of course I knew it was going to get on the ferry. That point, I was like, if you do not get on that ferry, dude, I'm gonna push you on the ferry. I'm gonna pull you onto the ferry, dude. Of course, she made it on the ferry. Now at this point, I just want to mention, right, that when I had my A class, there's a video of that, by the way. I'll link it in the description. That car cost me a lot of money. The thing got on the ferry. This is why I was so anxious, and obviously everyone was like, "Oh, it's gonna blow up." Ha ha ha. Anyway, so that thing was so awful. It got on the ferry, right, and then it got off, and it was like engine management, glow plugs, this light, and I was like, "What are you doing? Like, this is the point of no return. You're supposed to have my back." But it didn't. Crap. Called Mercedes. I paid for like this premium service plan with like round the clock recovery, and I was like, "Oh, can you recover me? Can you help me, please? Can you help me, please?" With my warranty and everything. Called them, and they're like, "No, mate, sorry, we can't help you. We can only tow you to Mercedes garage, and you'll have to pay for it." And I'm like, "Well, what kind of cover is this then?" I was like, "What kind of cover?" Anyway, probably just me, but yeah, that proper annoyed me. So then, next to the Vauxhall garage, we drove home. Yeah, this was a part in London. You realise I hated that area in London because everyone was rude. Maybe it's just me. And then we arrived at our destination, which was flipping gorgeous. And may I point out, right, this car cost me 500 quid. My old car cost me, what, like 15 grand or something? This £500 car did more, better, than a £15,000 Mercedes that was 2 years old at the time I took it across. 3 years old. That car, the car that everyone was like, "Oh, it's going to break down, it was terrible." And it didn't. It was brilliant. It was comfortable. And I loved it. I was going to do another one this year, but obviously, worldwide crisis alert. But, you know, that's more important than a road trip, 100%. It was gorgeous. It was one of those things. One of those great moments. And this was obviously a trip to sort of, because Katie just finished uni, she just graduated. We went literally like a day or two after her graduation. So it was a proper, like, amazing moment. And then, yeah, it was so brilliant. So, now that if you're at this point, which is what we're 35 minutes in, dude, I'm going to have to, this thing's going to be on fire when it's exporting this. Remember to subscribe. I hope you have subscribed if you're at this point. Jesus, if you've listened to me for this long, you better be subscribing, dude. Anyway, so now that you're at this point, I'd just like to say, I've actually just bought a Rover 827 Vitesse, a fastback. Here's a photo of it. That's coming really, really soon. So subscribe for that. If you're not already subscribed, but you're 35 minutes in, you need to be subscribed, dude. So yeah, I look terrible because obviously the lockdown. I hope you're all keeping safe and stuff, because yeah, I was really ill for like 2 weeks. I don't know if it was. I thought it was. I hope it was, because I'm not enduring something like that again. Wow. But yeah, I was like bedridden for like 2 weeks. Other than that, thanks for watching. Keep watching.